700 horsepower rips the earth. For 1 hour, nothing else matters. It'll raise the hair on the back of your neck. Rush Hour on Dirt.
We are live on the hard clay, Orange County Fair Speedway in Middletown, New York, for the Carquest 97. Hello once again, everybody. I'm Doug Logan. Welcome to Rush Hour. Tonight, the Skull Bandit Racing Super Dirt Series for Big Block Modifieds brings us within 1 hour of the bright lights of Broadway, Orange County Fair Speedway, where all the top drivers on dirt are ready to take center stage. Joining me is Dirt Motorsports racing analyst Gary Montgomery. And Gary, the Orange County Fair is in town for the 156th year, but everybody is talking about this race.
That's right, Doug, and you talked about this being a famous old racetrack, and it certainly is. It goes back a number of years ago, maybe the late 60s, when they ran 3 nights a week. They'd run Friday night at Reading, and then they would come here on Saturday, and then on Sunday they go to Nazareth, or sometimes up to Lebanon Valley for some of those great open events. So it's been around for a long time. All the heavy hitters in Dirt Motorsports today and the yesteryears have competed and won here. Buzzy Rudiman, 16 times a winner. Rags Carter, 33 wins. Bobby Malzahn, 21. Frankie Schneider, 58 wins. Gary Ballou, 57. And Will Cagle, who now is the general manager of the Speedway, 5 times a track champion. He did that 5 years in a row, 66 through 70, and he won 47 races in the process. It's a great history at this racetrack.
So all the great drivers on dirt have raced here, and many of them have won here. But one man has dominated here, and he's standing by in the pits with our cowboy, Paul Small.
If there was a driver who could get a master's degree as far as dominance of a particular speedway, then Brett Hearn would certainly have it over the years here at the Orange County Fair Speedway, where he started his career at a mere 16 years of age back in 1975. Brett, this is a very special place to you.
Well, it sure is. I mean, I have a lot of memories way back to when I was in high school and learned how to shift a car for the first time on the racetrack here. And so, I mean, we've won a lot of big races. We've won a lot of championships here, and I spent a lot of Saturday nights in my adult life here.
How much of racing here at Orange County has contributed to the Brett Hearn success story?
Well, I think everything, really. I mean, this is really where I learned how to race. Matter of fact, I was so tuned into this place that when I first started to travel to other racetracks around the circuit, I couldn't adapt very well, because everywhere I went, I tried to bring my Middletown driving style to that track, and it didn't work. Until I learned how to drive different styles at different racetracks, I didn't really do very well at the other racetracks I went to.
You know, you've won here in many different race cars with many different teams, but one driver in particular, Danny Johnson, took over Ryan. He used to run the Freightliner car. Has that created any kind of special rivalry for the two of you here in Middletown?
Well, since Danny started with that car in '92 and I started back with my own team, we've gone head-to-head numerous times and for many championships and a lot of close races. And some of the people say that they were some of the best races they've ever seen.
Danny's ahead of you in the points coming into this race. Are you banking on a win tonight to spur you back up to the top of the point standings?
I think that would certainly get us back on top of the point standings if we can pull that off. It really depends on where our starting position ends up being after the draw and some other factors, but I think we're pretty quick, so I've got a lot of confidence going into the race.
They call Brett Hearn the Jet, and he's hoping for a takeoff and a perfect landing in Victory Lane tonight at Orange County.
Well, it's been smooth sailing thus far for Brett Hearn.
6 championships and top 12 times and 56 victories overall through this year. Danny Johnson, he's the 1992 champion. He's the current point leader. 41 victories, 3 this season.
And yes, the doctor is in for a house call tonight. Let's send you down to the pits and Paul Small.
In 1992, Danny Johnson moved from the Finger Lakes region of the Canandaigua Speedway to here at Orange County with the Freightliner team to become a part of the weekly program here. Danny, you've had plenty of success here in those 5 years.
Yeah, I decided to come down mainly because of the equipment I had to run for. I had real good equipment. You know, running in Canandaigua, I didn't have quite the resources that the Freightliner team has, and you know, it's been able to put me in real good equipment and keep me going throughout the years.
This Freightliner equipment has been very good to you, especially in battles against Brett Hearn. You've won a ton of races here. Was there a confidence building that was going on in running against the quality of competition here at Middletown and beating them on a regular basis?
Well, it always boosts your confidence up whenever you get, whenever you get a victory, no matter who it's against. And you know, that's what we just keep trying to do. And you know, it's definitely a confidence boost no matter who you beat.
Now, what does it take to win a race here at Middletown, especially on a night like tonight when all the stars are here?
Well, it takes a lot of luck, that's for sure. And you you know, you got to have a good handle on the car, and everything's got to work your way. I mean, you know, motor's got to beat on all the, you know, on all 8 cylinders, and everything's just got to work your way. You avoid the crashes, get a good start position, and usually that'll get you in victory lane.
How important is it to you to win this race tonight now that you've got the points lead?
Well, it's important to win every race. I mean, or try to, but, you know, I mean, a lot of it, I think, depends on luck, and we've had our share of it so far this year, so if it keeps it continue, I think you might see us in victory lane tonight. Dr.
J. Danny Johnson is hoping to park his Freightliner Trucks race car in victory lane tonight at Orange County.
And let's take a look at the ultra-close Skull Bandit Racing Super Dirt Series points picture after 11 of 18 races.
Danny Johnson on top with 3 wins. Brett just 11 points back in second. Bob McCready stands third. He's got 1 win on the season. He's 48 points out of the lead. Jimmy Horton is fourth, 53 points out. Then it's Jack Johnson. Steve Payne runs in the 6th spot. Payne, a 2-time winner this year in the series. Alan Johnson looking for his first win is 7th. Timmy McCready, outstanding second-generation driver, is 8th. Tim Fuller, 9. Doug Hoffman, last year's champion, is 10th, and he's having a struggle this year. Jeff Hudson, this is his home track. He's 11th, and Billy Decker rounds out the top 12. That's after 11 of the 18 races on the series.
Our Rush Hour banner contest continues to grow in popularity on all of our Rush Hour shows. Look at tonight's winner, now eligible for the year-end grand prize of $1,000. We are live at Orange County Fair Speedway in Middletown, New York, and our coverage of the Carquest 97 on Rush Hour will continue after these messages on the Dirt Motorsports Television Network.
Rush Hour on Dirt.
Rush Hour on Dirt is brought to you in part by Easy Care Extended Service Contracts, Top Oil Engine Treatment, Budweiser, the King of Beer, Midstate Communications, Hoosier Racing Tire, Sunoco A-Plus Mini Market, and by Carquest Auto Parts. Welcome to the pros, Carquest.
Making it to the pros takes a certain level of excellence, the experience to get the job done right, and a reputation for quality. Like top-quality Carquest batteries, professional technicians know that Carquest batteries perform each and every time. For sure starting power, Carquest won't let you down. So for the best possible performance, install what the pros install. Carquest. Welcome to the pros.
Think you're tough? Yeah! Think you're tough?
Yes, sir!
Are you tough? Ah! Tough enough to take the Tough Oil Challenge? Only Tough Oil is in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's most efficient lubricant. Tough Oil reduces the surface friction in your car's engine, so you keep going and going. The competition? They're left in their own smoke. Are you up to the Tough Oil Challenge? Nothing's tougher than Tough Oil.
Speed, power, passion. Witness the most popular game in the world at Foxborough Stadium with the New England Revolution. Tickets are on sale now for as low as $8 with specials ranging from season tickets to family packs. Find out for yourself why thousands of New Englanders are turning into soccer fanatics. Come see the Revolution and U.S. national team stars Alexa.
If we look relaxed, it's because we got a great night's sleep in our new Craftmatic Monaco adjustable bed.
I'm happy because of the 30% savings we received.
Well, you too can save 30% on a Monaco adjustable bed. Just call toll-free for this 30% off certificate.
Monaco is the ultimate in bedroom luxury. Standard features include this high-quality orthopedic mattress,
Fingertip adjustability controls for head and feet, dual variable speed massage,
and warm, comforting therapeutic heat. To save 30% off the Craftmatic Monaco of your choice,
call toll-free and get this special 30% off savings certificate by mail.
but hurry, this offer is limited.
So, call for your 30% off savings certificate and full details about Monaco right away.
Call toll-free 1-800-641-0330. That's 1-800-641-0330. Toll-free 1-800-641-0330.
Red hot all around the dirt circuit this week. For all the action, here's Cowboys Racing Roundup.
We'll start
off at Canandaigua Speedway, the land of legends. Hey, we're going to be here for rush hour next Thursday night. Now, the points battle between Bob McCready and Joe Plozek has been really tight. It got tighter this past Saturday night when Plozek in the one wound up going the wrong way on the racetrack. And, well, Barefoot Bob in the Kitty Drugstore's number 9, he found the right way around the racetrack, powering by Gary Tompkins en route to another victory at the land of legends. You're welcome, Bob. In the point standings, Bob is only 5 markers behind the defending champion, Plozek. Delaware International. You'll see this track on rush hour in 3 weeks' time. Now check this out. Going into turn 3, the second place guy taps the leader. Craig Mullins in the 2 drifts by, and everybody else stack him up, including Jamie Mills in the 30 car. With that move, Mullins went from 3rd to 1st. Brought it home for the victory Saturday night at Delaware. Cayuga County Fair Speedway Sunday night. Remember the name Jimmy Phelps in his blue 99. He's an up-and-comer. Dyson it out with another young gun, Tim Fuller in the Carquest 19. Last corner, last lap, and Phelps powers his way by Fuller to win by half a car length. First career big block win for Jimmy. Another great race of the D-shaped Dirt Demon, and Tim Fuller in the thick of it again. He's having a great mid-season run in that Carquest 19. Dicing it out with the Pennzoil 91 of Billy Decker and Tim McCready on the top in the 94, but in traffic, Decker gets the right lane to the checkered flag. What's up with Doug Hoffman in the Blockbuster video car number 1? His regular Saturday night home, the Bridgeport Speedway, has not been too kind to him this year, but it's been Betty good to Jimmy Horton in the black number 1. He got career win number 75 on Saturday night, and he holds a comfortable lead over Hoffman in the points. Defending champion Roger Lorena, though, back in 4th. At Middletown Saturday night, Bob Hayes Jr. became the first modified driver to double up this season. And look at this at Can-Am Speedway. Bobby Malone's 15's front end folds up after contact with Tim McCready. Everybody else piles in, and Rick Wilson skies over everybody. Unbelievable. And so is Tim McCready's performance. 2 for 2 the past 2 Saturdays. Oh, and speaking of multiple winners, how about Brett Hearn, the Budweiser number 3, 7th win of the season at the Lebanon Valley Speedway. You'll see this place in 2 weeks on Rush Hour. And at the Fonda Speedway, Dave Camara, the Pulteney Powerhouse, did it again, scoring the win at the Track of Champions. Here's a wild finish for the late model stocks at Bridgeport. Hey, this kind of looks like Brett Hearn and Danny Johnson last week at Brockville. The leaders tie up going into turn 4. Everybody else piles in. And Ron Barnstead, the 55, goes from 5th to 1st. Remember that crash we showed you from Can-Am? Well, I think every big pileup deserves a sequel, don't you? What, is it over? Oh, all right. You caught me red-handed, everybody. Just reading the latest copy of the Gator Racing News here, getting caught up on what's happening in the world of motorsports. The Gator does a great job of covering all forms of racing. And if you want a free issue, here's what you do. During regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, call 315-457-0175. They'll send you a free issue. And if you mention that you saw this ad on Rush Hour on Dirt, you'll get a sweetheart subscription deal. It's 1 full year. That's 37 issues for only $32. Make sure you make that phone call, 315-457-0175. And believe me, once you get a copy of this, you'll understand why you've got to get a Gator.
Thank you, Cowboy. There is a look at Barefoot Bob McCready getting all hooked up and ready to go racing. Time now for our Internet question of the week. Fire up your computer and log on to Dirt Motorsports homepage, www.dirtmotorsports.com. Click on television and find tonight's question. Be the first to correctly answer tonight's question, and you'll win an official Rush Hour on Dirt t-shirt. Remember, you can stay updated on Dirt 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. See you in cyberspace. Well, the future is now in Dirt Motorsports. A new dimension, Gary, of racing on dirt is being unveiled all around the circuit. We're talking about these fabulous spec cars that we are about to see.
That's right, Doug. Dirt Motorsports, in conjunction with Troyer Race Cars and Parts, has put together a program where they're going to build cars that are all spec. They're going to be exactly the same. There are 4 that have been built and are racing here tonight. Danny Johnson is in the 6, Jeff Hetzler's in 97, Frank Dozie in 94, Kenny Tremont in the 1. The big deal here is the chassis and bodies are very much like a modified. They're constructed with all those safety features. The cockpits are a little larger to fit almost anyone. Well, they're going to have to make them a little larger to fit me, but anyway, I tried one on. The biggest deal, of course, is the motor. It's a Chevrolet ZZ4 350 cubic inch equipped with a 4-barrel carburetor, produces 380 horsepower, but it'll be sealed up. You can't do anything to it all season long. It should run all season long without any problems, but it's a way to keep the cost down.
And the beautiful thing about that, as you see, wonderful side-by-side racing.
I forgot the most important part. They're only $18,000 ready to roll. They can paint it and everything. You can put it in your garage for $18,000.
The future is now on dirt, and we'll see you behind the wheel. These cars will be available at Super Dirt Week. We are live on the hard clay Orange County Fair Speedway in Middletown, New York. Our coverage of the Carquest 97 on Rush Hour will continue after these messages on the Dirt Motorsports Television Network.
Rush Hour on Dirt.
It's the race that everyone wants to win. The richest short track race in the country, Mr. Dirt Track USA. It's coming to Lebanon Valley Speedway Thursday, August 7th at 7:15. Last year, an epic battle on the racetrack. Brett the Jet Hearn was knocked out of the event. That left the door open for Kenny Fremont to score a big payday. Mr. Dirt Track USA. Tickets available now. Call 518-794-9965.
A-Plus Mini Market, your 24-hour ticket to convenience.
Now every 10-ounce, every 16-ounce, and every 20-ounce cup of Colombian coffee is just 79 cents at participating A-Plus and A-Plus Express stores, where one price fits all.
Over 3,000 items. A-Plus Mini Market, 24-hour convenience, your store, plus more.
Remember when the heavens were a spacey kind of place? Cosmic. The galaxy ignites with TLC. Crash into the solar empire and get a whole new spin on the universe. Move with fiery comets. Implode with supernovas. And dodge speeding asteroids. Solar Empire. All week beginning Sunday at 10 on TLC. Adventures for your mind.
It's got a break. Looks like
Tell me a story. What are you doing? Can you play with me? Can I have some juice?
Too busy to watch the game? Sports Channel Light is a 30-minute condensed version of the day's best game every night at 11.
Tell me another story.
Sports Channel Light. How to make the game when you can't make the game.
We are live at Orange County Fair Speedway for the Carquest 97 on Rush Hour. Yes, the county fair is in town, and fans flocked in, and they're on hand now to see tonight's big race. Let's take a look at our race analysis. Of course, 97 laps. Caution laps will count after the first 25, and they will not count for the last 3. We will guarantee you a green flag finish. Purse, $30,000. Winner's share is $6,000. As for the weather, well, you see it right there. Remnants of Hurricane Danny in the vicinity, but Glenn Donnelly is personally making sure they miss this location. As for our track description,
it's a 5/8 mile clay oval built back in 1857, 140 years ago. That was for horses then. Their stock car has been here for a long time. 520 feet on the straightaways, turns bank in 1 and 2, just a tad, 2 degrees, 5 degrees in turns 3 and 4. You can't really notice it. The hard clay, they call it. They've been racing cars here since 1919.
And how about that hard clay for the track condition? Let's go down to the track in Cowboy Paul Small.
Well, you guys were talking about Hurricane Danny, and that's produced some erratic weather here in Middletown. It's also produced some very erratic track conditions. Portions of this racetrack are incredibly soft and tacky, and other portions of this racetrack are more traditional to Middletown, hard, slick, and smooth. So the drivers are going to have a real guessing game trying to figure out which lane is going to be the fast one tonight. It depends on how much of that tackiness wears off and how much of it sticks around. One guy that's guessed very well the last 2 times the Skull Bandit Racing Super Dirt Series has been here is Jeff Hetzler at the Reclamation car number 33. Jeff, you always do well when the stakes are high here in Middletown. Have you ever needed a win more than you needed tonight?
Yeah, well, you always need wins, but tonight would be a good start to get us on a roll again.
Jeff Hetzler is going to try to roll this car right under the checkered flag at first place tonight.
And we are set to fire up the engines. There's our beautiful pace truck. Rush Hour pace truck provided by Samdell Dodge, Dodge Dakota. Samdell, downtown Syracuse. The engines fire, and we are set to go racing here at Orange County Fair Speedway. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. On the pole, right out of Middletown, New York, driving the 256, 39 years of age, Chuck McKee. Outside row 1, the number 7 of 57-year-old Billy Wilson.
Second row on the inside is Jerry Higbee. He's from right here in Middletown. He was one of the 11 winners here this year. Danny Johnson, you've heard all about him. Three-time winner this year, starts in position number 4.
On to row 3, 4-time winner of this event, 6-time Skoll champion, number 3, Budweiser number 3, Brett the Jet Hearn. And outside, the M1 of racing veteran Jimmy Horton.
Another racing veteran is the inside of row number 4. That's Kenny Tremont out of West Sand Lake, New York. Oh, how he needs a win here tonight or any place. Timmy McCready, the outstanding second-generation driver out of Watertown, lines up alongside.
Row 5, it's Frank Cozy. And number 9, Barefoot Bob McCready.
Jumpin' Jack Johnson will jump from the inside of row number 6. Tonight he's in the Duchess overhead doors, number 87. The Jeffer, Jeff Hetzler, second in track points here at the Orange County Speedway, is alongside.
Row 7, the number 1, defending Skoll champion Doug Hoffman. And Steve the Hurricane Payne, last week's Rush Hour winner in the 7X outside row 7.
Laheyton, Pennsylvania driver Steve Botcher is on the inside of row number 8. Alongside is Edwards, New York driver Tim Fuller in the number 19.
Row 9, the 88 of Frank Jarzembowski. And the 91 of the Franklin Flyer, Billy Decker, who won last Friday night at Brewerton.
A.J. Slideways, Dirt Motorsports' most winning modified driver, is on the inside of row number 10 in the Bobart 12B. Tim Hindley is alongside in the 314.
Then it's row 11, the 26 of Dave Camara, and the 56 of Pat Ward.
Row number 12 is full of regulars from this speedway. Former sportsman champion, many-time winner in the sportsman division, Tommy Myers on the inside of the row. Alongside is Bill Cherry. He's one of the many winners here this year. He's at number 44.
Row 13, the 22 of Steve Dodd out of Middletown, New York, and the 17H of Tom Hindley.
Row number 14 on the inside, the only driver to have won twice here this year. He's the 1996 358 champion. That's Bobby Hayes. He's out of Island Cottage, New York. And Rick Mills alongside, and John Binsky, number 348.
And an ad in row 15 because he's in the top 5 of the point standings here at Orange County Fair Speedway, the 73 of Mike Rickey. So 29 cars will take the green flag.
That's out of the 52 that arrived here tonight, so a lot of drivers did not qualify. Tough night for racing.
And we can tell you, 30th starter Bobby Varon, and add on, he'll be outside row 15. The field comes out of turn 4. Starter Kenny Marshall waves the green flag, and the Carquest 97 is on. And into the first turn, it is Chuck McKee who has the lead. Billy Wilson fills in second.
Wilson rides in a number 2 spot as they shuffle down the back straightaway. What a traffic jam as they work through 1 and 2. There you see a shot of Bob McCready as he's being passed by Kenny Tremont. But out front, it is Chuck McKee in the number 265, the Dover braking car.
He's got it. After 1 lap, 39 years of age, Chuck McKee out of Middletown, WLR Construction, Troyer.
Billy Wilson, veteran driver from Ramsey, New Jersey, in a car that he has campaigned here for a couple of years. It's an Olson car. He runs in position number 2. He's 57 years old. As a result, the oldest driver in the field here tonight. He runs in position number 2 with the yellow number 7.
And we had a look at our battle of the night. Danny Johnson in the number 6 and Brett Hearn in the number 3 as they're into turn 1, now turn 2. And it's Brett Hearn down low. Can he get him? The answer is no.
Danny holds him off as they race down the back straightaway. The preferred line on the back straightaway is on the outside. That's the battle for the number 4 spot. Jerry Higbee showing in the number 3 position with the number 97. Then it's Wilson. You just saw a shot of Wilson running 2. He's about to be passed by Higbee. Higbee has a shot on the inside as they enter turn number 1. Danny on the outside. Again, that's the battle for 4. Danny's in 4. Hearn is in 5. We have completed 3 laps as they race down the back straightaway.
And of course, we look every time these two guys get together for some fireworks. They're both fiery competitors, Danny Johnson and Brett Hearn. Of course, remember last week in Rockville, they tangled, and it was very celebrated.
Between the two of those drivers, they have over 600 career modified wins. That's a combination of big block and small block competition. So 302 wins for Danny in his career on dirt, 314 for Hearn. So that's a little stat where we combine the 358s and the big block modifieds. There you see a battle for the number 2 spot. Wilson on the outside, the yellow and white number 7. Down on the bottom comes Jerry Higbee Jr., the Tri-State Roofing number 97. That car was a brand new TO Pro car that they rolled out of the trailer a few weeks ago, and he won a feature race with it. So it's a very potent car. He knows his way around. His family's been campaigning cars here for a number of years for a number of different drivers, and about 4 or 5 years ago, this young man took over the driving assignment. He's done a great job.
Back to Brett Hearn, now dueling with Jimmy Horton.
Yeah, that's the battle for 5 as Hearn has fallen off the pace with Danny just a bit, and Jimmy Horton has caught him. Again, we go back to that battle for 2. Wilson on the outside, Higbee on the inside.
Yeah, and Wilson bobbled a little bit, and Higbee took advantage of it.
So Higbee will get the spot as they work down the back straight, down the front straight. There's Bob McCready showing in the screen. He runs in position number 7. Orange and white number 9, the barefoot wonder out of Watertown. Bob McCready, the Kinney Drugstore's Troyer car.
Now he started 10th, so he's been on the move.
Yeah, he's always on the move. Wilson just lost another spot as he got in trouble up on the top of turn number 2, and Danny slides into the number 3 spot. So Danny Johnson puts the Freightliner of Newburgh, car number 6, in position number 3.
There's Danny Johnson, and right behind him, Brett Hearn looking to move on Wilson. Can he get him? He can't get him down low yet.
Bill Wilson, Ramsey, New Jersey. He operates a truck repair business. His son is also a racer here, not running tonight, however, as he's helping his dad out. So Hearn looks on the inside of Bill Wilson as they ramble off into turns number 3 and 4.
This is a battle for the 4th spot, and it looks like Hearn might have him down the front straightaway. He does. He's got Billy Wilson, and Brett Hearn is now in 4th position.
We've forgotten all about him. The man who's checked out front is Chuck McKee. He started on a bull. He's run away from the rest of the field. As we have completed 9 laps here on the hard clay at the Orange County. There comes the M1 of Jimmy Horton working on the inside of Bill Wilson. They battle for position.
Yeah, he's about to get the 5th spot away from Wilson as Wilson continues to fall back ever so steadily, and we have a car slowing on the backstretch. It looks like it's Bobby Barron.
That is correct. It's Bobby Barron who was added to the field, and he has a problem slowly down the back straightaway, and if he doesn't clear soon, they're going to have to throw the yellow. There's Jimmy Horton looking for a pass on the inside of Wilson. Wilson, we understand, is going to have a new TO Pro car. He had hoped to debut it here tonight. The yellow flag does fly. Kenny Marshall displays the yellow, and the yellow did come out before Hearn made the pass. So Danny will be running in position number 3 when the racing action resumes.
And there's Bobby Barron limping off the track, and when we come back, it'll be Hearn and Johnson going tooth and nail. We are live on the hard clay Orange County Fair Speedway, and our coverage of the Carquest 97 will continue on rush hour after these messages. This is the Dirt Motorsports Television Network.
Rush Hour on Dirt.
Whether your car is Strawberry Pearl Coat, Santa Fe Silver, or Candy Apple Red, a PPG certified collision repair shop uses premium paint and a palette of over 100,000 colors to precisely match your car's color, whether it's champagne metallic, emerald green, or banana yellow. PPG premium paint, the right match for your car.
Look for the local PPG certified body shop in your area.
Well, guess that answers that question.
Honey, pinch me.
Return to your senses in Florida.
There is a place called paradise.
I have seen the beauty of its islands, felt the warmth of its beaches, and heard my name whispered along its trees.
Leonard.
Oh, bummer.
Dreaming of a tropical island getaway? Florida's Lee Island coast. Call for your free visitor's guide to the Fort Myers and Sanibel area.
We are live at Orange County Fair Speedway for the Carquest 97 on Rush Hour. Doug Logan along with Gary Montgomery. There's the top 10 and a couple very interesting matchups. Third and fourth, Danny Johnson and Brett Hearn. And how about seventh and eighth?
Father-son, Bob and Tim McCready will start side by side on this restart. We've had only one leader. 11 laps have been completed. Frank Cozy made a pit stop during this yellow. Didn't lose a lap. There was mud in the wheel of the Sweetener Plus 32C. Cozy's back on the racetrack, but at the back of the pack. And also the guy that brought out the caution, Bobby Viren, he will resume. He's in the back as well.
There are the McCreadys, a Rush Hour pace truck. Sam Dell Dodge Dakota pulls in. We're back under green here at Orange County Fair Speedway. And it is again Chuck McKee getting a very fine jump. But look at Brett Hearn is in second.
McKee pulled the trigger, but Hearn may have pulled it just a little bit harder as he shoots from the number 4 spot to the number 2 position. The outside they told us would be the faster lane. That's where Hearn got the bite, and he moves to the number 2 spot. Oh my goodness, what a great move. He now challenges for the lead. It's McKee out front, but Brett Hearn challenging him as they race down the front straightaway to complete lap number 12.
Now Brett Hearn goes low on McKee, and Brett Hearn trying to get that lead. McKee is going to be pretty greedy. He's going to hang on to it down the backstretch, but Hearn is right there.
Hearn has won so many times here. McKee has won a few times, but oh boy, they're going to go at it here early going. They're side by side as they come out of 4 and down the line.
Into turn 1, McKee up high, Brett Hearn down low, and McKee may have the preferred line.
Yeah, that outside lane through 1 and 2 is the faster of the 2 lanes, and that's where the leader, and he can choose. Hearn's got to go where he isn't, and right now it is McKee holding the advantage. But now on the outside of turn number 4, Hearn goes up against the cushion, brings it down, bounces it off the cushion, but he can't make the pass.
We are hooked up with Brett Hearn's scanner. Meanwhile, we'll tell you McKee, 13 career starts in this race. Top finishes second in 89, third in 90, but he has 8 career Orange County Fair Speedway wins, and we have a yellow on the racetrack.
Caution flag flies. We've got a car stalled someplace on turn number 4, and there you see the car cannot identify it. A whole bunch of smoke. That's one of the Hindley boys, Tim Hindley in the number 17H.
In fact, it's Tom Hindley, all right, out of Fair Oaks, New York. Tom Hindley in the M&P Quickway Olson.
He won here just 2 weeks ago, but he's not going to win tonight. The Hindley brothers, I gambled on which one it would be. I guessed wrong. This is Tommy, but he's gambled and lost as well because that thing is up in smoke. He won a lot of sportsman races here over the years. He and his brother both have won a lot of sportsman races. They both advanced to the modifieds this year and are doing a great job, as we said, a win 2 weeks ago.
Tom, the older of the Hindley brothers, out of our Carquest 97. And remember, we will go side by side on the restarts until the midway point of this race. We're 14 laps in.
2 leaders so far. The pole sitter, Chuck McKee, blasted out front. And now it's Hearn, the leader.
Brett Hearn on the inside. McKee, Chuck McKee on the outside. McKee fires first. He'll have the lead down the front straightaway. Green flag out once again here in Middletown.
Chuck McKee, the Audrey Kassenbaum, Bob Fairweather, number 265, out front, trying to run away and hide, but he'll have a tough time doing that because Brett the Jet is right there.
And so is Danny Johnson now in 3rd position, so we have contact there between Brett Hearn and Danny Johnson once again. But the battle is for the lead, and Hearn tries it down low, can't get that spot away from McKee. And we have a flip on the front straightaway. Tommy Meyer.
Tommy Meyer started. He's along with Pat Ward is involved. Also Bill Cherry in the 44. The black car is Bill Cherry up against the wall. Pat Ward, the red and white 56 in the middle of the racetrack. A car that's not showing, and he's out of the car is Tommy Meyer. He's out of New Jersey. He's a very disgusted driver right now, but he is okay, and that's the good news.
Well, Tommy just sprung out of that car, and he took a wild ride down the front straightaway.
3-car altercation. Bill Cherry, one of the other winners here this year, the black 44 up against the wall. And you saw Pat Ward, who won a consolation here earlier tonight to make the field. the third car involved in the altercation. All that in turn number 1. There's Pat out of his car. 40-year-old driver out of Genoa, New York, who makes his living doing this. He's in the John Finch Trucking and Logging car that he designed and built himself.
Let's take a look at the replay. Action on the front straightaway here at Orange County Fair Speedway, and there is the tail end of that flip by Tommy Meyer. Wow, what a wild ride.
Certainly was. He does land on his wheels, but it was a tough way to get there. Well, sort of, yeah, on his wheels, but they're not all 4 of them aren't on the ground.
Well, he got right out of the car and is fine. The safety crew, of course, right on the scene instantaneously.
There's Cherry's car. Beautiful car that he brought here. Now he's tumbled it, done it up a bit.
So, a bit of debris removal here at Orange County Fair Speedway. We are live on the hard clay, and our coverage of the Carquest 97 on Rush Hour will continue after this timeout.
Rush Hour on Dirt.
Race fans, you make the call. New LCI residential long-distance customers receive 30 minutes of free domestic calling and the World Card Plus calling card featuring participating NASCAR drivers. Don't delay. Call now. 1-888-TEAM-LCI.
Hi, I'm Brett Hearn of the Budweiser Racing Team.
And I'm Trooper John Hollenbeck of the New York State Police.
It's obvious that out on the track, you can't win a race if you don't finish.
It's the same for you. Be a winner, get to your destination in one piece. Don't drink and drive.
The Great Outdoors RV Superstore, your Fleetwood powerhouse dealer. Over 200 Fleetwood fold-downs, travel trailers, and fifth wheels. Coleman, Mallard, Prowler, Savannah. The best selection on Fleetwood motorhomes. Seasport, Jamboree, Founder, and Pacero. All built by Fleetwood, the world's largest RV manufacturer. Come to the Great Outdoors RV Superstore, Route 57, Fulton.
Now, the most difficult shots in golf are easy to make. With the Alien Ultimate Wedge, you'll be out in one swing, guaranteed.
I don't care how high a handicapper you are or how little you play. You'll get out of the sand on your very first swing or your money back.
Over 60% of all shots are taken within a short distance of the pin. The Alien Ultimate Wedge's triple radius design gets you out of the sand, out of the deep rough, even off hard pan. You don't need a new swing, a new stance, or a sports psychologist. All you need to get on the green is the Alien Ultimate Wedge. Call now for your free video and brochure and find out how you can get this revolutionary club in your bag.
If you live for golf and want to save strokes, pick up the phone right now and order your Alien Wedge. I guarantee you'll be glad you did.
The Alien Ultimate Wedge.
There's a long one.
One swing, and you're out of there.
Right on it. All right.
Guaranteed.
It's a search trail, a pilgrimage, the Mecca of dirt. The greats, Tobias, Ballou, Hearn, Ruderman, Johnson, all found glory at Syracuse. Super Dirt Week, there's nothing like it. Plan to be part of the spectacle of speed, Super Dirt Week 26, October 7th through the 12th at the New York State Fairgrounds. Let's go down to Paul Small.
You know, Doug, Stock Car Racing Magazine is widely acknowledged as one of the most important and most critical magazines about motorsports. And in this month's issue, they did a story on the 13 must-see races, and guess which race happens to be among those 13 must-sees, according to Dr. Dick Bergeron. You got it. Super Dirt Week at the New York State Fairgrounds. Get your tickets now. You can call the Dirt Motorsports office during regular business hours. Now, in the pit area, Tommy Meyer is okay. He says he got squeezed up into the wall. Bobby Varon made another pit stop, and they literally ripped the right side sheet metal off that car to keep going, Doug.
It was quite a tumble on the front straightaway. Meanwhile, we're set to grow green. Brett Hearn on the inside. Chuck McKee, race leader on the outside. 15 laps in the book. The green flag flies, and we're back to racing at Orange County Fair Speedway, and it's exciting down the front straightaway.
Hearn makes a bonsai move on the inside. Meanwhile, Danny Johnson is on the outside. Danny runs in the number 3 spot. Back at 4 is Higbee. Jack Johnson is in position number 5. Johnson in the yellow and green, number 87. Jack Johnson, that is. But they're all chasing the Plum Crazy, number 265 of Chuck McKee.
He is just tearing down the front straightaway. Hearn trying to get him down low. Just can't quite get it done.
Hearn tries it on the top of the turns 1 and 2 is the fastest, so Hearn's got to go to the bottom. That's not where he wants to go. He's now making a move on the inside of turn number 4. Here we see Hearn on the inside. Oh, a squeeze play there. Side by side, wheel at over 100 miles an hour across the line. And they are dead even as they race off into turn number 1. In turn 2, they're still side by side. The outside lane, the preferred lane again, and it's McKee with a slight advantage as they race down the back straightaway. They're working on lap number 18. This is Billy Wilson, who started in the front. It slows the number 7 here on the front straightaway. We have a caution number 3.
You know, as long as McKee can get to that outside groove in turns 1 and 2, he seems to be able to hang on to that first place position.
And the leader has lane choice, and so he's not starting on the inside, which would be the number 1 spot, but he chooses the outside. As we've said a number of times now, the outside lane is faster, so that's where McKee, as leader, has his choice, and he'll stay up there as long as he possibly can. Hearn runs in the number 2 spot. Higby has now taken over 3. Danny's fallen back to 4. Jack Johnson is 5. Jimmy Horton is 6. Jeff Hetzler is 7. And Bob McCready runs 8. Back in 9 is Tim McCready. And rounding out the top 10 is Stevie Botcher in the number 31.
Now, Brett Hearn has yet to win a race here at Orange County Fair Speedway this season in a big black car. He's looking for a win for the 20th straight year right here.
Now, one of the reasons he hasn't won one is he hasn't raced here a lot. So that's in his defense. He's won 7 times at Lebanon Valley. That's his home Saturday night base for operation for the last couple of years.
Hearn will start on the inside and McKee on the outside. And we will have one more lap, at least one more lap of yellow.
Audrey Katzenstein and Bob Fairweather, the owners of the Dover Bright Plum Crazy number 265. They're chasing that Plum pace truck right now, that beautiful Dodge Dakota from Sam Dell Dodge in downtown Syracuse.
Get the idle, come down. Yeah, clap it down.
I think that was Danny Johnson talking to his crew chief, Charlie DeAngelis.
All right, we're going to go here. Let's get another good one. Good job last night.
He's right, we're going to go here. Pace truck is cleared.
Down the back stretch comes the field. Dirt Modified's best into turn 3. Now coming into turn 4, looking ahead to starter Kenny Marshall, and the green flag flies. We're racing once again, and again McKee fires first. He's got the lead. Brett Hearn second. Danny Johnson third. Hearn very, very fast down low, but again McKee hangs onto the spot.
Danny Johnson is right there as well. The top 3 under a blanket as they race down the back straightaway. McKee in the 265. Hearn has to come to the bottom, but he's got a problem now in the form of Danny Johnson, who's trying also. Side by side out of 4, down the line, it is still McKee out front. Nose to tail into turn 1 this time. The top 3, and look at Hearn. Oh, what a power move on the bottom. He couldn't make it stick, but he went in with all he had. White knuckle time in the Budweiser car right then. Great racing.
Look at how close they are.
Now Danny Johnson will take a shot on the inside of Hearn. They're 3 wide, almost 3 wide. If they could have possibly gone 3 wide, they would have right then. It is still Chuck McKee having the ride of his life as he runs out front. Hearn dinks down on the bottom, and it's still side by side. Oh, he's going to get it one of these times. I have a feeling. Down the back straightaway, side by side. Danny watching with no place to go.
Brett Hearn on the inside, trying to get Chuck McKee and wrestle away the lead.
Clear.
He's not doing it yet, but you see the best in dirt modified racing right here, side by side. They slide into turn 1.
Chuck McKee didn't have to travel far to race here. He did live just a few miles away, and right now the hometown fans are cheering their driver on. They don't all love Brett Hearn. He's won too many races here, they think. So there are some boo birds out there for Brett, but boy, does he put on a show. Speaking of shows, we got Danny Johnson now clawing his way down on the bottom of the racetrack. So up on top is the preferred line. Hearn was up there for a while. Danny was making a move on the inside. That didn't work. Now Danny will go even higher. Here comes Danny on the inside, down the back straightaway, side by side. The doctor has made another house call, Doug, and they are side by side into turn number 3.
Well, they're still negotiating terms right now as we have a yellow out. Jeff Hetzler has slowed on the racetrack.
Oh, what a tough break for Jeff Hetzler, who's having not the greatest of years. His wife Petra and his son Jeff Little Jeff. I don't think he's Jeff Jr. They call him Little Jeff. They were hoping their dad would have a great run here tonight, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. The Bernie Smith-owned Reclamation number 33 of Hetzler slows. There's a problem.
Last year's Skoll winner right here at Orange County Fair Speedway, Jeff Hetzler into the pits. He has 5 Skoll wins here at Orange County Fair Speedway. That's more than anybody.
2 in a row, as a matter of fact, last year and the year before, but it won't happen tonight unless there's some kind of a miracle here.
Well, we're 23 laps in. The yellows still don't count until 25 laps of racing, and so as long as he can get back out on the track, he will be on the lead lap, but we're getting set to go racing, perhaps after one more lap of caution.
So that's part of his miracle. The laps are not counting while he's on pit road, but to give up that kind of track position, it would be very difficult to come back and win one. But you never know.
Let's go back to Brett Hearn, who has finished no worse than 4th in this race during the 90s. He's got 2 victories. Who is he more concerned about, Chuck McKee or Danny Johnson?
He's concerned about winning the race, and he knows he's got to contend with both of those drivers before this show is over. So I don't know. He just wants to win.
He's got his hands full.
That's for sure. Higbee is right there as well. And Jimmy Horton, who hasn't won in the Skoll Series yet this year. He's won a number of times at this racetrack. He's not far back. He's in 5. Bob McCready is in 6. Jack Johnson is in 7. And Botcher runs at 8. We're set to go back to green.
And Jeff Hetzler is back on the track, joining the back of the pack. So he continues to be on the lead lap. Cautions don't count for the first 25 laps. Back to green we go. Good jump once again by Higbee. He's got the lead. Hearn second. Danny Johnson right there third. And Bob McCready is going for 4th.
McCready on the outside of Higbee will take over the number 4 spot. Jimmy Horton is back in 6th. It was Chuck McKee quick on the trigger one more time. He leads down the back straightaway. There we see a good battle side by side. Jack Johnson on the inside. Doug Hoffman on the outside in the red Blockbuster Video car number 1. That was the battle for position number 7. We go back to the head of the class, whereas Chuck McKee out front in the 265. Hearn is now running the top of the racetrack. Danny will come to the bottom. McCready will make it interesting. He's in 4 and on the move. Bob McCready from deep started number 10. He's up to number 4, so he's passed more cars than anybody else in the front 10 right now. Here's the we look back in the back, and there's the little Tim McCready. But here comes the battle for the lead again. Hearn down on the bottom, cannot make it stick out of turn 4. He follows McKee into turn number 1, cocks the car sideways, backs it up into turn number 2, trying to run off that cushion. It didn't work one more.
You know, I'm just marveling here as I watch these race drivers tear around this course. Here's Brett Hearn once again inside of McKee. He might not be able to get it done once again as McKee is too strong. But you look at Hearn and Danny Johnson and Bob McCready, and earlier we showed Jack Johnson and Alan Johnson and Jimmy Horton. I'm thinking, look at these all these future Hall of Famers. They're all here racing at Orange County Fair Speedway.
And the good news is they got a long time before they go to the Hall of Fame. Most of them are in their late 30s, and Bob McCready, the oldest of that bunch that you just mentioned, at 46 years of age, but he's got a lot of racing yet to go. We got yellow on the speedway as Alan Johnson has had a problem with the Bobar number 12B. Alan Johnson brings out the caution in car number 12B. There you see Alan moving. I believe it's the right front of the car. Looks like what's going on there? I can't tell. Looked like the right front had dropped down, but the tough break for AJ Slideways. Alan Johnson in the Jim Bobar 12B.
And the yellow comes out on lap 27. And this is McKee first. Brett Hearn second, third Danny Johnson, and 4th Bob McCready. Look at the right front flat for Alan Johnson. Such bad news. Now the caution laps will count, but he hasn't, I'm not sure, he hasn't lost a lap yet, I don't believe.
Not yet, and he's going to pass all the cars and come to the head of the class. The only thing he can't pass is the Sam Dell pace truck, and then once he gets up to the pace truck, then he can go to the pits he has. So Alan Johnson, his crew will try to go to work and replace that tire. Tim Duffel is the crew chief on the Jim Bobar car. So I'm sorry, it's Terry Buffel.
Let's go down to the pits. Cowboy Paul Small, how about an update?
Well, right now they're working on the right front tire on the Bobar Service 12B of AJ Slideways Alan Johnson. That is the tire that went down. They're trying to get enough slack in the air hose and get the kinks out of the air hose so they can get the air wrench to work to change the tire. And as you said, Gary and Doug, with the caution laps counting after lap 25, it's a real precarious situation for Alan Johnson and the Bobar team. You can see they've got to hand thread the lugs on. They don't have the lug studs that keep them locked on the rims. They got to do everything by hand. Jacks are down, car is away. Alan Johnson back in the fray for this one, but definitely behind the pace.
Yeah, the field is now into turn 3, and Alan Johnson is tearing out on the racetrack. I think he's going to come out okay on the lead lap, but way back of the pack as the green flag comes out. Alan Johnson on the back stretch, so he rejoins the pack, and McKee fires. Hearn second,
taking over third from Danny Johnson.
How about that? Bob McCready in a bonsai move moves by Danny Johnson to pick up the number 3 spot. Jeff Hetzler is on pit road with the number 33. So Hetzler may have been calling it a night here on lap number 29. Here we see the battle for the lead again. It is still the 265. Chuck McKee, Middletown, New York driver. His last win here was on June 14th, so it's not been that long ago. He certainly knows his way around this racetrack. This has been his home track for a long, long time. 265, the Dover brake car. That's a familiar name in all of motorsports. Dave Cruikshank owns Dover Brake, and he sponsors a lot of race cars.
There's your battle for the lead, McKee and Hearn has tried so desperately to get by McKee, but he has been unable to do that.
Bob McCready runs in the number 3 spot. Danny Johnson is 4. Jimmy Horton has taken over 5. Doug Hoffman is up to the number 6 spot now. Running 7 is Jack Johnson. Back at 8 is Billy Decker. Botcher has fallen. Steve Botcher runs the next in line. And then it's Timmy McCready rounding out the top 10. We have completed 32 laps. It is still Chuck McKee trying to run away and hide and win his first ever Skoal race.
Brett Hearn is racing with him, but racing with and passing are two very different things. Meanwhile, we have a battle for the 4th position brewing, as now Hearn goes high on McKee, can't do it, but we have another battle for 4th place on the track. That involves Danny Johnson and Jimmy Horton.
And Jimmy Horton had a preferred line down the straightaway, but here's the battle for 4 again. A little contact there. They just touched as they exited turn number 2.
And the winner in that little scrum was Danny Johnson, but Horton is right on him.
Here's the battle for the lead again. Chuck McKee, that purple and white 265. And this is a mind game going on right now. Hearn has so many wins here, and McKee definitely knows who's running second. All these restarts have put Hearn beside him, so he knows what's going on. Hearn knows his way around this racetrack better than anybody else. He's won more races here, won more championships than anybody else, both the big blocks and small block cars. He is really working on McKee. There's a power move on the outside that did not work. May have made a pass there, but did not work. You follow him into turn number 1.
Well, in horse racing, they call this a perfect ride for a while at least. He's right behind the race leader, and he's biding his time. This is a 97-lap race.
Bob McCready watches from a distant 3rd right now, but those 3 cars are putting some distance between themselves and the 4th place car of Danny Johnson. We just talked with Danny's crew chief. They don't think there's anything wrong with the Freightliner car, but Danny's losing some ground to the lead 3. Not a lot, but certainly not in the hunt right now. We have completed 36 laps. McCready running about 7 car lengths off the rear Nerf bar of the Budweiser number 3. Hearn tries the outside lane there. We see a shot at Danny Johnson working through turns 3 and 4. Again, he's in position number 4, not being challenged right now by the 5th place car of Jimmy Horton. Again, at 6th is Doug Hoffman. Jack Johnson runs 7. Billy Decker having a good run at 8. Steve Botcher is 9, and rounding out the top 10 is the Timmy McCready's falling out of the top 10. That's Higbee running 10th now.
So there's the number 6 of the doctor, Danny Johnson, who has had his struggles in this race. Back to the battle for the lead, McKee and Hearn. Now, McKee is the only driver currently running in the top 8 who does not race modifieds for a living.
Incredible. $6,000 would make a nice little bonus for him. I'm not sure what he does for a living, but right now he's having a ride of his life. As here was Hearn trying on the outside. Couldn't make it work up there either.
Boy, I tell you, McKee has such a great bite that he is able to beat Brett Hearn into turn 1, get that high line, and hang on to the lead.
He's running it perfectly, absolutely perfectly. But if he slips 1 inch, Hearn is right there to capitalize. Hearn goes on the outside through number 3. McKee drifts up, no problem the way he's driving, none whatsoever. They come down the front straightaway, nose to tail, a little drafting situation. It looks like Hearn won't try him this time. He'll try to spook him instead. Runs up against the berm that is built up on the outside of the racetrack. The beautiful high berm that's built up there. They clip out of the clay off towards the wall.
40 laps into our 97 laps. Skoal Bandit Racing Super Dirt Series event. McKee leads. Hearn, Bob McCready, Danny Johnson, and Jimmy Horton.
Jimmy Horton has yet to win in the Skoal Series for 1997, but he's been very, very close on a number of occasions. He's in the, I think, 4th in the point standings.
And he's got 14 career big block wins here, so he has visited victory lane. Battle for the lead, McKee and Hearn.
It is still Bob McCready. You can see him running a distance off the rear Nerf bar, and there we see the battle for 4th as Jimmy Jimmy Horton trying to reel in Danny Johnson.
Now McKee is an experienced driver. How experienced? And McKee slows. Brett Hearn has him. Brett Hearn has taken over the lead of the Carquest 97.
Lap number 42 is when it happened, and McKee just got a little too far out of the line. I said there would be if there was a mistake, Hearn would be there to capitalize. There was, he did, and now Bob McCready is going to try to make the move as well. McCready on the inside, there was a little contact there. They've upset McKee's rhythm, and that's probably all it took, and McKee slides back to the number 3 spot. Brett Hearn is out front. Bob McCready runs in 2. McKee is in 3. Danny Johnson is in 4. Jimmy Horton is in 5. 43 laps complete.
So our pole sitter, Chuck McKee, bobbles just a bit, and you can't do it on this level. Brett Hearn and Bob McCready just screen past him, and Hearn has a big lead now as we pick up action with Danny Johnson.
As soon as the McKee car got out of the way, Hearn was able to just open up some ground, and instantly leads by 3 seconds over Bob McCready. So now Danny Johnson will go to work on Chuck McKee for the number 4 spot, and Jimmy Horton is right there. That's going to be a good battle to watch for a while. Jimmy Horton in the black number M1, the Bob Faust B&F General Machine car, trying to run down Danny Johnson, who's trying to run down Chuck McKee, who's already been run down by both Bob McCready and Brett Hearn.
Good battle here now for 4th.
Car slowing on the front straightaway. Yellow flag is out. That's Rick Mill, car number 348, that's bringing out our 4th caution in this contest. 46 laps down, and again, caution laps will count.
Just as we had another side-by-side battle brewing, Danny Johnson and Jimmy Horton. We are live on the hard clay Orange County Fair Speedway, and our coverage of the Carquest 97 on Rush Hour will continue after these messages on the Dirt Motorsports Television Network.
Rush Hour on Dirt.
Dirt Sportswear Direct presents their summer collection, featuring ladies' sleeveless downs embroidered with the Dirt logo. Hot off the press, it's the Dirt Modified Mudslide Tee for men and women, available in all sizes. TV fans, the Rush Hour tees are in. Don't wait on these, they're going fast. And don't forget about your favorite driver tees, too. Place any order over $25 and receive a free Rush Hour hat.
Hi, I'm Bobby Labonte. On race day, we have a team of mechanics to keep our car running. Unfortunately, I can't get all these guys to follow me around when I drive my personal car. That's why I have an Easy Care vehicle service contract. It covers all major repairs on my car from the engine to the tires. Easy Care is the best service contract you can get. So make sure you ask your dealer for Easy Care protection for your car or truck.
How far can you fly for $79? At Sunjet, all the way to Florida. Call 1-800-4SUNJET for your nonstop ticket to Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, or Tampa, St. Pete from only $79. Sunjet offers more fun in the sun with its new service to Myrtle Beach from only $79. Nonstop service to Dallas from just $99. Our Florida vacation packages start at just $199. Great low fares, nonstop flights. Your ticket to the sun is Sunjet. Call 1-800-4SUNJET today.
Production support for Rush Hour on Dirt is provided by Access Rentals in Syracuse and Albany, New York, one of the country's largest suppliers of aerial lifts. They extend every effort to get your job done. Access Rentals. Thanks to Eric Pittman and Tim Kroll and Lee Drake for all the fine folks at Access Rentals for their help. And remember, if you want the Tour T, call this number, 800-979-DIRT, and join us with some Rush Hour apparel. Down to the pits in Cowboy Paul Small.
Right behind me is Jeff Hetzler's reclamation car number 33. They had an overheating problem. We're actually forcing some compressed air through the radiator itself to try to see if they could unblock it to get him back out on the racetrack. That wasn't successful. More importantly, Chuck McKee's got mud in that right rear rim, but it may not be enough to knock him out of the race or necessitate him coming into the pit area. They're kind of playing a wait-and-see game with that, and I don't know if you can see it in the air, guys, but we've got a couple of raindrops again. This is one of those nights where I think anything can and probably will happen.
Well, there's a look at the 265 of Chuck McKee. Now to Brett Hearn. He's the race leader. Bob McCready will start side by side with Brett the Jet. And we're going to have another great battle. Here's the pass for the lead. Hearn by McKee when McKee bobbled just a little bit. Now the question I have is we take a look one more time at the pass down the back straightaway. What does Bob McCready have for Brett Hearn?
That's a good question. We're all going to find out. We've got 50 laps down. We're going to find out there's just a lap because the white flag has been displayed. They're set to go racing.
Once again, Brett Hearn has the preferred outside position. That is by choice. We're lined up on lap 50. We're lined up side by side.
Doug Hoffman is running 6. Billy Decker is 8. Kenny Tremont is 13. Frank Cozy 17. Alan Johnson 19. All those cars on the lead lap. As the green flag flies, we're back to racing. And it's Brett the Jet, the Budweiser TO Pro car out front. Here comes Danny Johnson on the outside of Bob McCready to take over the number 2 spot, at least for the moment. Look at it, 3 wide racing in the back of the pack. Danny Johnson around the outside of Bob McCready. He'll take over. He does take over position number 2 as they race off into turn number 3 and 4.
And then it is Doug Hoffman and Jimmy Horton. So an all-star lineup up front in our Carquest 97.
Hoffman has actually passed Horton, and you see that there. They were running 5th and 6th on the restart. They're still running 5th and 6th. Only it's Hoffman now 5th and Jimmy Horton back to 6th.
52 laps in. Down the front straightaway they come. What a great shot.
Hearn has about a 10-car length advantage over Danny Johnson, who's got about 2 lengths over Bob McCready. Then it's about 6 or 7 back to Doug Hoffman in 4.
And there's the battle for 4th. And we have a car slowed.
Yeah, that's Rick Mill. Caution out for the 2nd time for Rick Mill. He had a problem here on the front straightaway a few laps ago. Now he has a problem on the back straightaway with a John Binsky number 348. This is the young driver who won $10,000 last year by leading at the halfway point at Syracuse. The biggest payday of his career. He didn't win the race, but he was leading at the halfway point. He paid $10,000. He collected that, the biggest payday of his career. He had just come back to this team, and what a boost that was for their morale. But right now they need a boost of another kind. Get this car back on the racetrack.
How dominant has Brett the Jet been as an Orange County Fair Speedway regular? Well, from 83 to 95, he lost the track title just once when running here all season. That was back in 85. In 88, Brett dabbled a little bit with the Busch Grand Nationals.
Yeah, that's right. He went off and raced on the big tracks and tried that. It didn't work all that well. He could make more money here on the dirt, and so that's where he's been running for the last several years, and this is where he plans to spend the rest of his career.
Back under green, Brett leads. 2nd, Danny Johnson. Bob McCready is 3rd. Doug Hoffman 4th. Jimmy Horton 5th.
Tim McCready has just taken over the number 8 spot to be in the Jeff Gordon Power Outlet Bignell car owned by Jim Beachy. And what a great career this young driver has in front of him. Just 23 years old. Boy, has he shown a lot of promise.
And we saw again McKee struggling with his car a little bit a few moments ago. The spotter says that may have some mud packed in his right rear wheel that could be causing a vibration for Chuck McKee.
That sounds like a very viable problem because he was running the outside. You saw that in turn number 2 on so many occasions. And once you get up into that berm and over it and put the mud in the wheel, it can cause what feels like just a giant problem. So that's probably what happened to Chuck McKee. Here we see the battle for the number 5 spot. Now we go back to the number 8 spot. That's Tim McCready running 8th. Billy Decker is in 7th. Jack Johnson has fallen to the number 9 spot. Jack Johnson in the Dan Mazda Duchess overhead doors, number 87 this year. Lost a little ground here in the last few laps. You see Steve Botcher also showing in this picture with the Zeller Mobile number 31. Botcher out of Lyton, Pennsylvania, a graduate of Penn State University. He's an engineer. Going to make a trip to Europe here in just a couple of weeks for his company that works for him.
We're always always impressed with Tim McCready in the number 24. He nearly won his first career big block race last Friday at Brewerton, but Billy Decker passed him on the last lap.
Yeah, but he came back to win the next night at Can-Am, his second in a row there, but that's the 358 competition. That's Danny Johnson slowing. Danny Johnson has a problem. The Freightliner of Newburgh car running in the number 2 spot pulls to the pits on lap number 60, and the doctor is out of it here tonight. What a tough break for Danny Johnson.
Johnson continues to move along pit row and now stops by his trailer. We'll have an update from the pits coming up momentarily. 60 laps in as we take a look at Doug Hoffman and Jimmy Horton. Now back to our race leader, Brett the Jet, and you see the interval to second place and Bob McCready.
There is no interval between third and fourth place, however. Hoffman runs in third. Jimmy Horton is in fourth, and they are going at it nose to tail down the back straightaway.
Let's go down to the pits for an update on the Danny Johnson situation. Here's Cowboy Paul Small.
And that's Charlie DeAngelis. You see, he's checking the bead lock on the right rear Hoosier tire on Danny Johnson's car. Danny has the engine shut down. The jack is going underneath the back end as they examine the right rear corner of the Freightliner car number 6. That little bit of steam you see rising, that's just from the hot tires getting some of the cool mud down here in the pit area. Now you see Charlie kind of trying to move the tire back and forth here a little bit to determine if something in the rear end is broken, maybe checking for a potential rear axle or a gear problem. But Danny Johnson losing laps quickly, and it looks like he may lose the point lead tonight if things go Brett Hearn's way.
And that'll really shake up the point standings, Doug, because Danny Johnson leading coming in will be a DNF, and after just 60 laps, it'll be a tough break. So Hearn will take over the point lead if things continue as they are right now. Of course, the same thing can happen to Hearn at any moment. But right now, the battle is for position number 3. Bob McCready is all alone in second. Here we see the battle for the number 3 spot. Hoffman in the blockbuster video. Mike and Ike's candy car, the M1, being chased by the M1. We got caution again. Caution flag on the Speedway.
Just as Brett Hearn had built up a 5-second lead on second place Bob McCready, yellow back out on the racetrack, lap 64 and counting. Now 65, and you see the stalled car of Mike Rickey.
Mike Rickey, second generation driver out of Kingston, New York. The Crackers number 73 Kneisel car. There's a problem, and he will be out of it. Again, we're on lap number 65.
Well, next week, Rush Hour on Dirt heads to the land of legends, Canandaigua Speedway, for the Tough Oil Finger Lakes Fever 97.
Two titans of dirt modified racing and the land where their legends come alive. AJ Slideways. He's won more dirt modified races than any other. Barefoot Bob, the master of going faster. Last year, Barefoot Bob pushed it over the limit while AJ notched a hard-fought win. And they'll battle at the Land of Legends next Thursday night in the Tough Oil Finger Lakes Fever on Rush Hour.
We will be there. We look forward to seeing you there. And Brett Hearn, of course, will have his Thursday night best on as well. Let's go down to the pits and Cowboy Paul Small.
Danny Johnson of the Freightliner car number 6 out of the race car. Danny, do you have any idea what happened?
Yeah, something in the driveline broke. We just seemed to lose drive in the rear end. Car was working really well for us. We were in second place, and I think we could have a good, strong finish, but not today.
Looks like the top of the racetrack is quicker tonight, too.
Yeah, it is quick. There's a nice cushion up there that you can run against, and cars work really well when there's a cushion out there, but also stuff on the equipment.
And a tough night for Dr. J. Danny Johnson, the points leader on the Skull Bandit Racing Super Dirt Series. We've got more of the Carquest 97 from Orange County Fair Speedway coming up as Rush Hour continues on the Dirt Motorsports Television Network.
Rush Hour on Dirt.
The two cars touch. Oh my goodness, 3 wide out of turn 4. Danny Johnson is second, and the battle rages down the backstretch. Now McCready goes up over the berth. It goes over. Kenny Tremont is Mr. Dirt Track USA. And the Rosie in the Miss Victory Ring. And Doug Hoffman is the winner of the Silver Anniversary Phase 300.
Rush Hour on Dirt.
Beatlemania. Then there was WrestleMania.
Saturday, it's Truck-O-Mania.
At Sam Dow Car and Truck Storage.
Save up to $10,000. Buy with nothing down.
Trucks as low as $69.95.
No payments till Halloween. Sam Dow will beat every advertised price by $500. Guaranteed.
Truck-O-Mania.
Sam Dow Ford, Route 31 Clay.
Sam Dow Chrysler Plymouth Jeep, Route 11, North Syracuse.
And Sam Dow Dodge Isuzu, West Genesee Street.
Where do smart players go? Players Club International, the experts who will show you how to have fun the smart way. Las Vegas, Atlantic City, Caribbean. Players Club members are always guaranteed to save up to 60% on rooms, food and drink, and even shows. Or maybe you just want to relax and play the course. Players Club members receive up to 50% savings on over 2,000 golf courses nationwide using Golf Digest discount directory. Join us as a Players Club member and mingle with celebrities at our members-only gaming and golf tournaments. Any way you want to play, the experts at Players Club can take care of you today. We are so convinced that you'll love the Players Club lifestyle that we'll include your first Players Club VIP travel experience absolutely free. Limousine service from the airport, 3 days, 2 nights stay at a casino, VIP check-in, casino match play, and much, much more.
Call now to see how this exciting free VIP experience can be yours. Start having fun now.
Remember, the official supplier of Dirt Motorsports apparel is Bob Hilbert Sportswear. Radio communications provided to Rush Hour and Dirt Motorsports by Midstate Communications, providing reliable, customized paging service and complete communication systems for race teams and racing fans. Midstate Communications, the official supplier of radio communications for Dirt Motorsports. A look at the top 6 here in the Carquest 97.
Early leader Chuck McKee runs at 5. Billy Decker having his best run in a long time, back in the number 6 spot. Tim McCready is 7. Jack Johnson is 8. Steve Botcher, is 9. Tim Fuller is 10. Tim Hindley is 11. Frank Jazembowski is 12. Kenny Tremont is 13. Steve Payne is 14. Alan Johnson 15. And Frank Cozy runs in position 16, all in the lead lap. We will go green on lap number 70.
And word from Paul Small down in the pits, the Brett Hearn is concerned about a little overheating problem with the car. We'll keep an eye on that. He won this race for the first time in 80. At the age of 20, lapped everybody but the second place finisher in that race, and he's been dominant here as the green flag flies once again.
And Hearn instantly opens up a 3-car length advantage over McCready as the rest of the field shuffles through the turns 1 and 2. You see down the back straightaway, Timmy McCready was the young driver, out of shape there a bit. That white with red and yellow number 24. He tries to run down Billy Decker. That's the battle for the number 6 spot.
71 laps in the books as they roar into turn 1.
Brett Hearn, 38-year-old driver out of Vernon, New Jersey. His wife Sue, his daughter Brooke, and son Tyler all cheering him on here tonight. They don't make a lot of the races. We're closer to Vernon tonight than we've been on the whole tour, so they're here to watch tonight. And boy, they're having a great time.
6th place, Billy Decker. 7th, Tim McCready.
Jack Johnson runs at number 8 spot. There we see the good shot of the Pennzoil 91. The Randy Ross owned car that is steered by Billy Decker, young driver out of Franklin, New York. His wife Robin and daughter Rachel are here tonight as well. So we got a family affair going on here. A lot of wives and kids here to watch their favorite driver tonight.
Someone not here, but I'm sure he's tuning in. Aaron Freshman back up in the greater Syracuse area. We'll see you next week at Canandaigua as McCready breaks. Tim McCready, in fact, he's bobbled a bit. He did not break. He looks to be okay now, but he lost a position to Jack Johnson. There is Brett Hearn, your race leader. Let's go down to the pits and Paul Small.
Well, Doug, Gary, Barefoot Bob McCready doesn't think he's got enough to catch Brett Hearn, and there's another complication. There's fluid spraying out of the back of the Budweiser number 3, according to Bob. He's not sure what fluid that is, and may very well be water from some of the overheating problems that Brett has had. Remember, they've gotten that car back down to temperature. You can see Bob has drifted back on the racetrack with Brett a little bit, but I'm sure the Hearn crew's got to be a little bit concerned here. They're hoping that car will hold together until the finish.
About a 2.5-second lead, Hearn over McCready.
And McCready is hoping just the opposite, of course, because he'd really love to win one. He hasn't won in a Gold Series since Susquehanna, our opening race down in Pennsylvania, so he'd love to win another one.
Brett, of course, a 4-time race winner here, 4 times in the Skull Series at Orange County Fair Speedway. Bob has announced plans to have back surgery after this season. He would like, as you mentioned, so desperately to get into victory lane. There is your race leader.
The winner at Fonda and Rolling Wheels already this year. As we mentioned, coming into this contest, second in the points, but as it stands right now, he has taken over the point lead in the Skull Series. 6 times as champion in this series in the 23 years that it's been in existence.
Our heat winners tonight, Kenny Tremont, Brett Hearn, Bob McCready, Frank Cozy, and Tim McCready. Consolation winners, Tim Hindley, Dave Camara, and Pat Ward.
52 cars signed in. That's what it took to qualify them all. So some great qualifying races that we had the benefit of watching. We've got 20 laps to go in this one, and it's trying to become he's trying to make it at any rate, a Brett Hearn runaway. He is in a different zip code right now than McCready, but here's a good battle we've been watching for a number of laps. It's the battle for third, the blockbuster number 1 of Doug Hoffman out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, being run down, or trying to be run down by Jimmy Horton, Air Horton, who was upside down at Brewerton looking for his, well, both drivers looking for the first win in the Skull Series this year. Hoffman is the defending champion, and he's not doing all that well in 1997.
Horton won last year's championship here. His previous title came in '76 here at Orange County Fair Speedway. Hoffman, of course, running third right now. He's trying to end what has been a bit of a disappointing season in '97 in this series. He's lost 3 races in the late stages.
His best finish was second at Granby. He was next to that. He was 6th at Fonda. He had a 7th and an 8th up in Quebec. I'm sorry, a 7th at Drummondville and 8th at Rolling Wheels. But he started off with a 21st at Susquehanna, 33rd at Bridgeport, his home track. So it's not been the kind of season that Hoffman had hoped for.
17 laps to go. We are live at Orange County Fair Speedway. The Carquest 97 will continue here on Rush Hour.
Rush Hour on Dirt.
Dirt Sportswear Direct presents their summer collection, featuring ladies' sleeveless downs embroidered with the Dirt logo. Hot off the press, it's the Dirt Modified Mudslide Tee for men and women, available in all sizes. TV fans, the Rush Hour tees are in. Don't wait on these, they're going fast. And don't forget about your favorite driver tees, too. Place any order over $25 and receive a free Rush Hour hat.
Think you're tough?
Yeah!
Think you're tough?
Yes, sir!
Are you tough? Tough enough to take the Tough Oil Challenge? Only Tough Oil's in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's most efficient lubricant. Tough Oil reduces the surface friction in your car's engine, so you keep going and going. The competition? They're left in their own smoke. Are you up to the Tough Oil Challenge? Nothing's tougher than Tough Oil.
Beach, you won't believe it now. And now Myrtle Beach Jet Express announces a great summer sale, our 4-pack special. This summer, buy 3 round-trip tickets to Myrtle Beach and get the 4th one free. Call 1-800-FUN-TUCSON and fly nonstop from New York to Myrtle Beach from only $79. And now buy 3 tickets and get 1 free. You won't believe everything the new Myrtle Beach has to offer. This year, have an unbelievable vacation with Myrtle Beach Jet Express. Call 1-800-FUN-TUCSON today.
Attention all kids. Sports Channel and Blockbuster Video proudly present the Kids Coach of the Year contest. Win a chance to meet real New York Mets players. Get pro tips on the field at Shea. And win a pair of 1998 Mets season tickets for your favorite coach. To enter, send a postcard with your name, age, address, phone number, and name of your favorite coach to this address. Or go into any participating Blockbuster Video store and look for this display. You must be between 6 and 14 years of age to enter.
We're back at Orange County Fair Speedway. Our internet question of the week. Well, you see it right there. Name one of 6 drivers that have won both the Skull Super Dirt Modified Series event and the Eastern States 200 at Orange County Fair Speedway the same season. Bob McCready, Frank Cozy, Richie Urich, Gary Ballou, Gerald Chamberlain, Buzzy Ruderman. All 6 drivers have done it, and our winner is Andy Hickok from Saratoga Springs. Congratulations. Hey, visit our Dirt Motorsports webpage. We're visiting turn 4 right now. Brett Hearn is your race leader.
He comes down to complete lap number 89. During that break, early race leader Chuck McKee pulled out of the race with a broken rear end. Alan Johnson also retired the Bull Bar car. So 2 cars that have been in the hunt all night long out here as we work lap number 89.
Brett Hearn in lap traffic. He's got the Hurricane right there. 8 laps to go.
Payne's running in position number 13. So that's the... Payne is just broken, so he's falling off the pace. Steve Payne brakes, and you see the Janelle Corporation Advanced Specialty Lubricants car is slow. He was running in position number 13 just as he was lapped by Hearn. So Steve Payne will call it a night. So winner up in Granby.
And he was also the race winner last week on Rush Hour, so he's out. Brett Hearn continues to lead, and I'll tell you what, the crew has to be on pins and needles. Bob McCready mentioned earlier there was some fluid, some wetness out of the rear end of Brett Hearn's car. The crew was talking about a little overheating problem earlier, but with now 5 laps to go, Brett Hearn continues to hang on to the lead.
He's catching Kenny Tremont. Tremont in the black number 1. This is not what he wants. If there is an overheating problem, he wants clean air. He doesn't want anybody in it. 5 laps to go. Brett Hearn, you hear the radio communication between he and his crew chief, Scott LePage, telling Brett where to go on the racetrack.
Hearn running smoothly. He's got a sizable lead between he and McCready, who's running second.
Lap 93.
Doug Hoffman is in the number 3 spot.
Straight away, 1 lap.
Billy Decker is 5. Jack Johnson is 6. Back at 7 is Tim McCready. Steve Botcher runs in 8. Running 9 is Tim Fuller, and rounding out the top 10 now is Tim Hindley in the 314.
Hearn trying to get inside. When Brett Hearn comes around, it will be 2 laps remaining in our Carquest 97. Hearn has the inside groove. He is by Tremont down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go.
He sets his sights now on Hollywood Frank Jesowski. Station 88. That's the next car that will go a lap down if Hearn has anything to do with it. A lap and a half to go, and Hearn will win his 3rd in the Skoal Series 97.
And take over the points lead from Danny Johnson.
That's perhaps even more important.
1 lap to go. The white flag is out from
One more time, buddy. One more time. Sounds good. 34 tight on Hearn.
Boy, did you hear Brett Hearn? Sounds good.
Yeah. I'm waiting for a holy moly.
Yeah. Well, you're liable to get it. Into turn 3. Brett Hearn still moving well into turn 4. And the checkered flag is out. Brett Hearn wins the Carquest 97.
Straightaway lead. Welcome back.
Welcome back to Orange County. That's right. Brett Hearn, the Budweiser corporate jet in victory circle.
Brett Hearn wins the Carquest 97 from Orange County Fair Speedway, and our coverage will continue on the Dirt Motorsports Television Network.
Rush Hour on Dirt.
Making it to the pros takes a certain level of excellence, the experience to get the job done right, and a reputation for quality. Like Carquest Performance Coil Springs, proper chassis height is crucial to alignment and reducing tire wear. Carquest Performance Coil Springs are designed to provide support and save you money. So for the best possible performance, install what the pros install. Carquest. Welcome to the pros.
It's the race that everyone wants to win. The richest short track race in the country, Mr. Dirt Track USA. It's coming to Lebanon Valley Speedway Thursday, August 7th at 7:15. Last year, an epic battle on the racetrack. Brett the Jet Hearn was knocked out of the event. That left the door open for Kenny Tremont to score a big payday. Mr. Dirt Track USA. Tickets available now. Call 518-794-9965.
Hi, I'm Rick Barry, Basketball Hall of Famer. And if you own a trailer, boy, do I have a product for you. It's the Pro Hitch. It's going to revolutionize the towing industry, and it's also going to make your life a lot simpler when hooking up your trailer. Why? Because with the Pro Hitch, all you have to do is back up reasonably close to the trailer. The Pro Hitch extends, it swivels, you pull forward, it aligns itself, you back up, it locks in, and you're ready to go. It's that simple. And the beauty about the Pro Hitch is that it simply replaces your existing hitch. There are no accessories or extra parts to buy. So don't be an amateur. Get a Pro Hitch. Make your life simpler. Here's how to order yours.
Pro Hitch is Class 3 and 4 rated, fits all 2-inch receivers, is made in the USA, and has a lifetime warranty. Order your Pro Hitch for 3 easy payments of $33.33 plus shipping and handling, and save $50 off the retail price. Call 1-800-613-0494. That's 1-800-613-0494.
Rush Hour on Dirt has been brought to you in part by Easy Care Extended Service Contracts, Top Oil Engine Treatment, Budweiser, the King of Beer, Bob Hilbert Sportswear, Midstate Communications, Hoosier Racing Tires, Sunoco A-Plus Mini Markets, and by Carquest Auto Parts. Welcome to the pros, Carquest.
Brett the Jet Hearn has just racked up career Skull win number 57 and his 244th total win here at Orange County Fair Speedway. He's standing by in victory lane.
Brett Hearn, I think Thomas Wolfe was wrong. You can go home again.
Wow, I'll tell you, I got to give all the credit to Scott LePage, Martin Roy, and these guys working on the Budweiser crew, and thank Auto Palace and Evans Cooling and all these sponsors, Pennzoil, and tonight we had D&M Tank cleaning out here for a one-race deal, and they helped us buy some tires tonight. So I got to give a lot of credit to all these people that stand behind this team, and we had a superior handling TO Pro car tonight, without a doubt. We didn't open up the grill. We ran a little bit hotter than we wanted to the second half of the race, and I had to nurse it a little bit, but you could see that even at 3/4 throttle, that going through the corners, the car just was superior. And I got to thank Bobby, my brother, and the guys working in his shop for that. So it's been an awesome night.
Tell me about that battle with Chuck McKee at the beginning of the race. You really had your hands full with him there for a while.
Well, I did. I'll tell you, I was using all the racetrack I could and trying to get a run on them. In the meantime, I was starting to get some pressure from the 9 car and the 6 car, and I was worried about that a little bit. I wanted to get to the point because I knew if I got to the point that I could probably get away a little bit. And I think he broke a piece of suspension coming off of 2. There was a big cushion coming off of 2, and he might have hit it one too many times. And I think he broke something in the right rear, and he came off of 2, and I saw him start limping. I said, this is the brake I needed. And from that point on, it was cruise control.
You mentioned the overheating problem. Bob McCready was reporting to his crew your car was actually spewing fluid out the back end towards the end of the race. Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was real nervous watching the gauges, and it wasn't too bad. Usually when they start to get real hot, the gauge will start to fluctuate a lot. But it ran up higher than we wanted to. Again, we didn't open up the grill, and tonight was a little bit more humid than we thought, and we didn't do that. We probably should have. And I was very concerned about that. I never really ran the car very hard after I got in the lead, and you know, the handling of the car is really what came through tonight.
Congratulations, fantastic victory on your old stomping grounds.
I'll tell you, it feels really good. I got to thank everybody at home for watching.
Brett the Jet Hearn, your winner of the Carquest 97. Neither rain nor an overheating race car could stop Brett Hearn from carrying the mail tonight, Doug.
Yeah, and he's won a big block race here, at least one every season now for 20 years. Let's take a look at the final standings here. Brett Hearn, Bob McCready, Doug Hoffman, Jimmy Horton, Billy Decker, and Jack Johnson, the top 6. And what does this do as we take a look at the next 6 for the points picture?
Well, Brett Hearn takes over the lead by 42 points over Bob McCready, who goes to 2. Danny falls to 3. And it's Horton and Jack Johnson.
And Billy Decker gets the Syracuse spot. Thanks in the booth to Tom Skabinski and Kevin Kovac. We'll see you next week at the Land of Legends, Canandaigua Speedway, for the Tough Oil Finger Lakes Fever 97. So long for now.
The executive producer of Rush Hour on Dirt is Glenn Donnelly. Rush Hour is a production of Dirt Motorsports.